Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, everyone. Today we will start to learn three bodily actions. Three bodily actions. So we will have a kusala actions, kusala karma, and akusala karma, right? Number one, destroying life. Normally we translate as a killing, right? Destroying life. Pāṇātipāta. Number two, taking what is not given. Arinadana. Normally we translate it stealing. But taking what is not given is much more wider. It's wider. So later we'll talk about it. And number three, engaging in sexual misconduct. Kamisumechachara. So these are three. We can say that three unwholesome bodily actions, right? Three unwholesome bodily actions. So we'll study in detail, quoting some of the important suttas. Today I sent out a few suttas regarding with the suicide. So I think it is also an important topic for Buddhist as well as non-Buddhist because it's very controversial issues. But we're trying to present my own idea, my own point of view by quoting what the Buddha taught in the suttas. Which may not be, you may not have the same idea. So before that, let's talk about what is destroying life. What is Pāṇātipāta? This is so these three are the bodily actions, kaya karma or akusala kaya karma, generally occurring through the door of the body. Destroying life, taking what is not given, committing sexual misconduct. These occur in the body, right? Based on the body. But sometimes we do killing by using our mouth, right? We tell somebody to kill. So this is also considered as a bodily actions. Even though we do with our speech, with our mouth, it is added into kaya karma, bodily actions. So the Buddha just trying to categorize by using general descriptions, right? So sometimes killing and also taking what is not given, commit with your speech, right? With your speech, with the mouth. So even though you do taking what is not given, destroying life with your mouth, still considered as a bodily actions, kaya karma. Okay. So what is killing according to Pali Canon? So actually I have already sent out Chonda Sutta, right? So this sutta is very beautiful. It talks about wholesome and unwholesome actions. It also importance of those actions. Rites and rituals are not important according to these suttas. But it is up to you whether you want to follow or rise and retrace. The purity and impurity based on your actions, not based on rise and retrace, not based on waters, not based on fires, right? Fires, etc. So what is killing according to Pali Canon? So here, someone destroying life. He is murderous. So here, normally within that killing, Pāṇātipāta is just killing. It's not just killing, If you are murderous, if you are cruel, So that is also under Pāṇātipāta, under this Pāṇātipāta. Bloody-handed, given to blows and violence. So when you look at here, given to blows and violence, if you are violent to sentient beings, it's also under Pāṇātipāta. Merciless to living beings, you are merciless, you are cruel to living beings. So therefore, refraining from Pāṇātipāta means not just refraining from killing. So you have to be very kind to living beings, right? So no blows and violence. So you have to practice kindness to all living beings, all living beings. So this is a negative part of akusala kaya karma, right? Akusala kaya karma, unwholesome bodily actions. So the same sutta will mention abstinence from killing sentient beings. This is a positive one, right? Positive one. So if you want to have if you want to get married or kusala karma, so you have to refrain from killing. So here you can see what the Buddha taught. Here, someone have been abandoned destruction of life, abstain from destruction of life, with the rod and weapon laid aside. You do not use any weapons, you do not use any rod or stick. So nowadays, actually, modern education follow this method, right? They do not use any stick to beat the students, It's in accordance with the Buddha. With the rod and weapon laid aside, conscientious and kindly. So here, I use the word Pali, leji. So leji means you feel shy, to kill living beings, to harm living beings, or to use a cruel means, to living beings. And kindly, he dressed compassionate toward all living beings. Compassionate toward all living beings. So, Sappapāṇa Buddhesu, Sappapāṇa Buddha Hita Anukampi. Anukampa is compassion. It's similar to the karuna. So you have a compassion toward living beings. So that is if you want to, so therefore we have two types of Sīla, right? We already talked about it, something to refrain from and something to practice. So earlier one, you need to refrain from, right? So this one, refraining from killing, refraining from harming sentient beings is not enough. So you have to practice, right? You have to lay aside all the weapons and rod. So you have to be very kind, compassionate, conscientious toward all living beings, like that. So that is another type of Sīla. Another type of Sīla. We call it Charita Sīla, right? Charita Sīla. So, according to the Sutta, in Gautama Nikaya, chapter 3, Sutta number 163, the Buddha said that there are three factors of killing, I will say that. Three factors of killing. even though the Buddha do not use it. So in that sutta, the Buddha said that bhikkhus, when possessing three qualities, is deposited in hell, as if brought there. So if you are doing three qualities, if you have three qualities, you will be deposited in hell. The Buddha used. Actually, this is actually the Buddha used a simile. So here, you have one object, you put a place, just like that. So you take one object, you put somewhere. Just like that, if you have three qualities, you will be deposited in hell. So you will go to hell, What three? Number one destroying life, one safe, you are safe. Number two, you encourages other to destroy life, So here, number one, you kill yourself, right? You kill yourself. Number two is you are telling other people to destroy life, to kill. So this is another type of using your mouth, right? You are encouraging others to kill sentient beings, The number three is approve for the destruction of life. You agree to do that. Suppose if you are a boss, somebody come and talk to you, then I want to kill that guy. Then you agree, You agree, okay, it's good. Right? You agree to do, you agree, And also, suppose you are a chairman in one organization, or maybe, then there's the letter, you sign the letter. Because of that signature, then killing took place, Killing of the many people took place. So when you look at number three, like a president, prime ministers, and defense ministers, they will be a part of it. So therefore, according to commentaries, I would say that according to commentaries, so doing the head of the country, like a king, like a president, prime minister, not encouraged. Not according to Pali Canon, When you look at the Jataka stories, like a Temi Jataka, And then Temi Jataka is a prince, destined to become a king, When he was young, very baby, he remember his past life. So he became a king many times, and because of that, involved a lot of killing. Because of that, he was born in a hell many times. Then he remember all these experiences. Then because of that, he know that one day he will become king. Then he pretend as if he cannot talk, as a damp, right? Damp person. Then the kings and queens trying to train him to speak, but he pretend he cannot talk. Then they wait until about 60 years old, maybe. Then the king became disappointed. He trying to told the minister to throw him and to put an sorry. No. Actually, the minister the king told ministers to bury, right, on the ground. Bury or bury? Sorry, bury. Bury on the ground, So while the men are digging the ground, then the brain start to talk. Then he decided, he doesn't want to be a king because of his experiences. So because of that, when you look at the commentary explanation, so not encouraged to become the head of the country like that. So because if you become a leader, you need to give approval, right? You need to sign to care, many people. Anyway, it is not, I would say that it's not taught by the Buddha, not taught by the Buddha. Jataka stories. So the last one is you approve or you agree, that somebody is performing killing. So number one, you care yourself. Number two, you encourage other people to care. Number three, you agree, You give your approval for the destruction of life. So these are three factors. If you do, if you have three qualities, you will be deposited in hell. So later, I think, if you look at these teaching, you may make conclusion that you will go to hell, right? Because we committed killing, right? Like a mosquito and ant, like that, So no one will go to heaven, But in the Sutta, the Buddha normally use the word sanghotanikan. Sanghotanikan means you may go to hell, But this Sutta use a metaphor, deposit in hell as it brought there, So that means the Buddha want to highlight the importance of, avoiding killing. So actually, later I will talk about the nature of karma. Sometimes we do unwholesome karma. And if we have done a lot of karma, a lot of good karma, so that unwholesome karma cannot take place like that. So later I will talk about using some of the simile, some of the suttas. So these are the three factors of killing according to that sutta. But the commentary mentions 5 factors of killing. The commentary mentions 5 factors of committing killing. Number 1, must be a sentient being. So actually, according to Indian concept, the trees also have life. If you cut the tree, so that means you're killing. So at the time of the Buddha, some of the monks, they cut the tree to build the monasteries. So people complain that monks are killing living beings, So for that reason, the Buddha laid down one linear rule. As a monk, we are not allowed to cut the trees. So we add somebody, We have to add somebody, kapiya, to cut the trees. We ourselves not allowed to cut the trees, Even we cannot say that, kapiya, you cut this tree. No, we cannot use that, direct language. So maybe we can say that this place we are going to do a car park. This place. Kapiya have to know, what to do, like that. So we have to use, appropriate language. So, but most of the monks are not following. So that's the Vinaya rule, because the Buddha know that the tree doesn't have any life. The Buddha know that. But the Buddha trying to look at very careful about the opinion of the people, the opinion of the people. That's very important. For that reason, the Buddha laid down Vinaya rules. So here, committing killing, so must be a sentient being. If you cut the tree, it's not Pāṇātipāta, sentient being. So when you look at theory of killing, I think we have to read Vinaya Pitaka, laid down for the monks. So there are a few story, a few scenario. So the Buddha explain what is killing, what is not killing. In one scenario, the Buddha said, one story, real story, a monk went to kill, a person. So that person is not, so in daytime he look at where he sleep. So nighttime he go there. So that man not sleeping there, put one object, then the man kill, trying to kill with a knife, but it's not a living being, not parajika. It's not not breaking Vinaya rules, Must be a sentient being. Secondly, knowing as a sentient being. You must know that it is a sentient being. Sometimes you may cut, maybe you are cutting the tree, so cutting the grass, you are cutting the grass. So suddenly a small snake approach you. It is a yellow snake. You think that in your mind, it is a grass, so you're trying to cut. So the snake is killed. The snake died. So it's not killing. Of course, technically it is killing, but according to Buddhist teaching, it's not killing, because you think that it is a grass, right? It is a grass, not a sentient being. So knowing as a sentient being, that's very important. Then number 3, having the thought of killing. Number 3 is the most important. You have the thought of killing. Intention of killing. You want to kill. Sometimes we may step on the same living being, right? When we are walking. We don't have intention to kill. So according to Buddhist teaching, it's not a killing. Then number 4, making an effort. You may have you have a sentient being to kill, then you have the perception of sentient being in your mind. You have motivation to kill, but you do not make any effort, right? So the moment your motivation to kill is unwholesome deed in the mind, right? In the mind. But you do not make any effort. Then that is not a unwholesome bodily actions. The number 5, actuated thought, the being due to that effort. This one also important. Suppose you're trying to kill one person by using knife, You're trying to kill by using knife. But he didn't, so of course he have a very strong scar, right? Not scar, it's wound, right? Strong wound. And he didn't die. He didn't die. Then he trying to how to say, cure his diseases, right? Then he met with how to say, careless doubter. And doubter or nas does not care, you know. He trying to maybe use unclean clothes or something, you know. So he died because of infection, right? Infection, you know. So the guy died because of infection, not because of direct. It's not a direct killing, you know. If he died because of under the wood, because of he will commit unwholesome bodily actions, right? But right now, of course, it's consequence of his effect, but the guy does not die because of his effect. But he died because of the nas or doubter, careless doubter or nas, right? He died because of infection. So, but it is, of course, the one who commit unwholesome actions, but it is not the cause of karma. So here we have two types, Ṭṭhāsālinī and dukkharita. Dukkharita is a wrongdoings, unwholesome actions, dukkharita. It is not the cause of karma. The cause of karma means Ṭṭhāsālinī. So the guy trying to kill a person, so that person didn't die because of his effect, right? It is just a wrongdoings, dukkharita. It is not the cause of karma for him. So that means less unwholesome karma, less unwholesome action, no? So here we have two levels. The moment you have motivation to kill unwholesome karma, right? Unwholesome karma. The moment you are killing the person unwholesome karma, but he didn't die. He died with that infection. For him, that killing is not the cause of karma, Ṭṭhāsālinī. Ṭṭhāsālinī is the most serious one. So it will generate unwholesome result. So serious unwholesome result, right? Serious unwholesome result. So the commentary trying to differentiate in such a way. Okay, so these are the 5 factors of killing. 5 factors of killing. So the commentary mentioned 6 means of killing, 6 type of killing. So when you look at the all-embracing net of views, translation of Bhikkhu Bodhi, the commentary of Digha Nikaya, the commentary of Digha Nikaya, the all-embracing net. So you will see 6 means of killing. Because some of the commentary are not available in English. So here, if possible, I'm trying to get the reference. For those who want to become a teacher, especially, it's good. Huh? So we have a 6 means, commentary mention 6 means of killing. Number 1, killing by oneself. Sahatika, you kill yourself. You kill by yourself. Number 2, commanding others to kill. Anatika, you talk to somebody to kill, you know. Number 3, killing by using mobile weapons, such as spears or arrows. Nowadays, a lot of weapons, bombs, nuclear, so many things, right? So many things, missiles. So actually, the commentary want to mention, so So there are many type of, not just 6 actually, many type. Just want to show the example, Number 4, killing with the stationary devices such as tracks, landmines. So you put tracks on the way, somebody trapped on that, then dying. So it's also killing. You put landmines, somebody step on that, kill. Also killing. Then number 5, magical formulas. Magical formulas. Black magic, right? Kind of black magic. Some people use black magic to kill, people they want to kill. Magical formula of black magic. Another one is a psychic power. Psychic power. So you have a psychic power, willpower. By using that psychic power, you kill some people. Do you believe that? You believe, right? There are many cases, There are many cases. So therefore, there are some people can, actually like a magical formula, Most of all these formulas, the one who formulate all these one, so they driven by lobha. Because of lobha, say they commit a lot of unwholesome deeds, just like a killing, just like a stealing, right? Psychic power. So actually, according to commentary, so the last 2 are mentioned only in the commentary, not in the Pali Canon. Not in the Pali Canon. Sorry, actually, when the Pali Canon mentioned the means of killing, so the last 2 are not mentioned, but only in the commentary. In Majjhima Nikaya, we have one sutta, it's called Upali Sutta. Upali Sutta. Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 56. Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 56. So Upali is a disciple of Nikandanada Mahavira, founder of Jainism. So he went to the Buddha and debate regarding with bodily action, verbal action, and mental actions. So we have 3 types of action, right? Bodily action, verbal action, and mental actions. So he asked the question, out of these 3, which one is more dangerous? Which one is more reprehensible? The Buddha said, mental actions. Mental actions. Then Upali said that, no, it's not a mental action, bodily action. So bodily action is the most dangerous, the most dangerous. So the Buddha gave an example. Suppose, actually, Upali is living in Nalanda. Nalanda is a stronghold for Jainism. Stronghold for Jainism. So the Buddha said that, the Buddha gave an example. Upali, I will give you an example, simile. One guy came and he went to kill many people at one moment. At one moment. By using his body. By using his body. He will come to Nalanda and saying that he will kill so many people in one moment. How many people can he kill? Then Upali said that he may be able to kill 10 people, 20, 30, 40, 50. At most 50, He will kill at one moment by using his body. By using his body. Okay. Then the Buddha gave another simile. One of the Brahmin or ascetics who can perform psychic power, supernatural power, he will come to Nalanda. Then I will turn this Nalanda into ashes. He will burn down the whole Nalanda city in one moment, by using his psychic power. So, is it possible? The Buddha asked. So Ubali said that, yes, it's possible. Not only one Nalanda city, many 10 Nalanda city, 20, 40, 50, he can kill, so many, he can destroy many Nalanda cities in one moment by using psychic power. So maybe commentary look at that story of, the teachings of the Buddha from Ubali Sutta. So therefore, if you kill by using your psychic power, it's also a kind of killing, right? Kind of killing. So Ubali Sutta is very interesting, so you can go and read Ubali Sutta. Okay. Any question up to now? Because we talk about killing and 5 factors of killing, and also 6 myths of killing. If any question? Okay.
Evening to you, Bante.
Okay.
How do we know this being, is it a sentient being or not a sentient being? I mean, a vegetable, a plant, whatever. How do we know which one? How do we tell?
How to distinguish?
Yeah, distinguish.
How to distinguish
sentient being to a non-sentient
right?
being.
Sentient being. Normally, we try to distinguish based on consciousness, and also jivitindriya. Jivitindriya means life faculty. We call it life faculty. So sometimes some object very difficult to decide, right? Even nowadays, science, they want to say that sun tree has life, right? They can experience human emotion. So when you are happy, so they are happy. When you are angry, they are unhappy, like that. It's hard to say, but we can differentiate based on consciousness as well as a life faculty. Of course, according to Buddhism, trees, plants, they don't have a life faculty. Yeah.
Thank you, Bante.
You can make it.
May I know, is abortion considered as killing?
Oh yeah, I will talk about it later. Abortion, yes. Abortion also a kind of killing. Okay.
Hi, Bante. I have 2 questions actually. What do you see for a soldier who goes into battle and kill in the name of defending the nation? That's the first question. And second question is, what about people who make a living manufacturing weapons, but they don't use it, yeah? But weapons that were harmful and for the purpose of killing. Thanks.
For the first question, soldier kills enemies, right? Maybe later I will give you one. Later I will explain by using Mahayana concept. Other than talking Mahayana concept, I will say Asanga. Do you know Asanga, Vasubandhu? So they are forefather of Mahayana tradition. So then I will use Asanga method about killing, killing. So I will not use Theravada method. So then regarding with the workers in the weapons factory, right? Factories. Of course, if you want to be a good Buddhist, we have 5 things, so you need to refrain from. You should. The Buddha used the word you should. Later, in the Noble Eightfold Path, we have a right livelihood, right? So under the livelihood, we have 5 things that we need to refrain from. We should refrain from as a Buddhist. So one of them is selling weapons. Selling weapons. If you're working in a factories, weapon factory, you are not directly involved in selling, but encouraging, encouraging. If possible, not to do that. One of our devotees is a lawyer, and earlier he was involved in buying weapons. As a good Buddhist, not happy. Now I think he already changed his job. Of course, not directly involved in killing, but one way or another encouraging. Encouraging. One thing, I think that one way or another we are doing unwholesome deed, right? As a lay person, as a monk. But what we have to do is do more good deed, We cannot avoid unwholesome deed. So when I listen to Dhamma speakers from other religions, they always say that as a human being, we are sinner. We cannot avoid unwholesome actions. So to overcome your sins, you can do only one thing: to believe their God. So actually, they always say that Buddhism very good, Buddhist teaching very good, but you cannot follow. They say, it's good point, good argument, I'm listening. So teachings of the Buddha is very good, very good. Religion very good, but the man cannot follow. That's their argument. One thing they can do is come to the God, believe in the God. So the God will, you will get salvation, right? Salvation. Actually, teachings of the Buddha is very good. Later, I will talk about theory of karma by using some of the suttas. As a human being, you will do unwholesome deed, right? So people who are working in the factory, weapon factory, if you cannot find another job, you can do it, but do more good deed, right? So normally we give example of salt, right? So then we have a glass of water, and you put handful of salt on the water. You cannot drink, right? You cannot drink, very salty. Then you put a handful of salt into the a big in the water, suppose, in the river. Then you can drink water, right, from the river. So like that, what we can do is we do good deed, more good deed, more good deed. So, in the case of killing by soldiers, soldiers kill their enemies for the sake of the country. Yeah, I will give you another simile. Maybe I better talk right now, I think. Okay, I will answer right now. Asanga was Vasubandhu, so they are forefather of Mahayana Buddhism. So they are great philosophers. So actually, Asanga is give some of the hypothesis or some of the scenario, regarding with the may not be so related, but we can understand by looking at that story. So many people are traveling by sea, by sea, by using very big ship. So one of the thieves went to get, some small property. Because of that, he will kill, highly virtuous people. He went to get small amount of money, then he will kill virtuous people on the ship. Then Bodhisattva, the Buddha to be, he know that. So the thief is going to kill many people, many virtuous people. Then he have a compassion toward the thief. If the thief kill virtuous people, he will go to hell because of that unwholesome deed. So the Bodhisattva, he have a great compassion toward the thief. If he kill those highly virtuous people, he will go to heaven. He will go to hell. Then I will go to hell instead of him, by killing him. If I kill the thief will not have chance to kill virtuous people. So out of compassion, the Bodhisattva trying to kill the thief. So Asanga argue that it is, wholesome killing, Kusala Pāṇātipāta. Wholesome, it is a compassionate killing, compassionate killing. Kusala, he used the word Kusala Pāṇātipāta. Kusala Pāṇātipāta. So, at the end of his, metaphor, story, and he make a conclusion. Bodhisattva do not accumulate any unwholesome deed. He even accumulate wholesome deed, wholesome merit, because of that killing. Because you can see the intention. Intention is compassion toward the thief. Not motivation, not bad motivation, right? Not bad motivation. So compassionate toward the thief. So therefore he killed. So Asanga, so great philosopher, he make a conclusion. Not only one. So he make about 9 or 30, 30 times. He make a conclusion. It is not an unwholesome deed. It is a wholesome, Kusala. He used the word Kusala Pāṇātipāta. In other words, we can say mercy killing, mercy killing. So therefore, in the case of the soldiers, if they are killing their enemies, do not look at the enemy, look at own country, I am saving my own country. I am saving the people in my country. Maybe according to Asanga, it might be Kusala Pāṇātipāta. But not Theravada, not according to Theravada. But here we have to look at the motivation, If you are killing your enemies just for your country, the people in your country, right now just like Ukraine, right? Ukrainian soldiers, they are defending their country. Maybe it is better than Russian soldiers. So Actually, sorry that is a politics, became politics. Actually, just give an example, right? If we are outsider, so we can see that, right? So motivation of the soldiers soldiers from two countries. So we can see that. Whose motivations is better? So we can see that. If you are doing for the country, it's good. Okay. So any more question? Okay. Yeah, you will use the microphone.
Hi, Bhante.
Yeah.
Is there any difference in the severity on the 6 means of killing? For example, just now the soldier, right, he was being instructed to kill for the country in a way. It is not his own intention, perhaps. Then he's actually not by oneself, though he is the one who actually have the action there, but he was taking in order. Is there a difference in terms of the severity of the 6 means of killing?
There may be, yeah, there will be severity of the killing. If you are asked to kill, somebody, sometimes we kill without, without willingness, Unwillingly we are killing. Maybe your understanding may be less. So you are asked, somebody asks you to kill someone. If you are killing willingly, full of motivation. So therefore, Abhidhamma, we have a asankarika, sasankarika, prompted and unprompted, right? When you talk about unprompted, you do it without, you do it willingly, you do it yourself willingly. But prompted here is, sometimes you do unwholesome deed, you are forced to do it. Without willingness, you do it sometime, right? So the degree of unwholesome deed will be different. So Abhidhamma trying to differentiate not only asankarika, sasankarika. Sometimes we do happily, Sometimes without happiness. Two different, right? Different. So Abhidhamma will mention, based on dosa, 2 types. Abhidhamma, 2 types. Asankarika, sasankarika. Maybe we can say that willingness and willingly like that. So here also, of course, different means. There will be, different degree. When you look at number 6, psychic power, if you kill so many at one moment, so you have more unwholesome deed. Okay, so
Bhante, I have one question.
okay.
Is it correct that the degree of difficulty of killing the sentient being is related to the wholesomeness or the unwholesomeness of their bodily actions? For example, it's a lot harder to kill an elephant than a lizard or cockroach. And it's harder to kill a human being than an elephant. So the degree of unwholesomeness in killing a human being, an elephant, a lizard, and cockroach are different.
Yeah, different.
Okay.
So when you look at the rules and regulations laid down for the monks, if we kill sentient beings, number 1 offense, the greater offense, we no longer be a monk. So if we kill elephant, number 3 level offense. Number 3 level. If you kill sentient being, number 1. If you kill elephant, big animals like an elephant and cow, number 3 level offense. But if you kill lizard, mosquitoes, small one, I think it's number 7, So it's a different level of, how to say, on the wrongdoings, according to Vinaya rules. According to Vinaya rules. Not according to suttas, no? According to Vinaya rules. So I think for that, I think if we learn this one, it will be clearer. So we will have a karmic effect of killing, different level of karmic effect, you know. The commentary mentioned that the degree of the result of killing is different depending on the object, like a human being object, elephant, mosquito, like that, right? And depending on the virtue of the person you kill, and defilements, if you kill the person full of defilements, less unwholesome deed. And also depends on effect, your vidya. So these are 4 things you need to look at, whether the degree of karmic effect, less or more. So here, number 1, the object. Killing human beings and killing animals have a different karmic effect. According to, so the Expositor is the commentary of the first Abhidhamma book. So the first Abhidhamma book. It is available in English. Or if you want to read the real commentary book, you can go to our library. So the Expositor. So this is the commentary of the first Abhidhamma text, the Expositor, page number 129. As I earlier said that, as a monk, if we kill elephant and killing lizard or mosquito, different, you know. Killing human being, number 1. So we have 7 offenses, 7 level of offenses. So if we kill human being, including abortion, you know, if you give medicine for abortion, if the lady use it, then abortion take place, then you are no longer a monk. So they are very careful. We have to be very careful. So number 2, the virtues or guna. Even among the human being, the degree of karmic weight also depends on the virtue of the person you kill. If you kill the virtuous people, then you have a more unwholesome deed. You kill less virtuous people, less unwholesome deed. There was a controversial Dhamma talk recently in Myanmar. So one of the famous monks gave a Dhamma talk to soldiers. And I think 10th century AD, so there was a lot of fighting in Sri Lanka between Sri Lankan Buddhists and Tamil Hindus. It's not by that time. It's I think 3rd century AD, I think. King Uttakamani. So he need to kill a lot of Hindus, soldiers, you know, Hindu enemies. Then after the war finished, he have a regret because he killed so many Tamils. Then one of the monks explained that. So a man then, all of them, do not keep 5 precepts. Only half, and he said, only half. keep 5 precepts. So therefore, if you kill people who do not keep 5 precepts, your unwholesome is not much. So this theory, actually this is mentioned in the historical book. So the man in Myanmar, he quoted that saying regarding with the killing, Rohingya in Myanmar, Muslim. So there is a very big, condemnation or criticism to that monk. So shouldn't say like that. So here, actually he want to highlight, the degree of virtues. So if you kill virtuous people, you commit more unwholesome deed. Another one is defilements. Among the two people who have equal virtues, killing the person who has less defilement is less serious, should be less serious, right? Killing the person who has less defilement is less serious. Huh? More serious. Hmm? It's correct, right? Very serious. Okay. The concept here is so if you kill the person who has more defilements, a lot of defilements, less unwholesome deed, right? Another one is affect. Yoga, killing an elephant accrues more demerit than killing an ant or mosquito because it needs a lot of effort to kill big creatures, right? If you want to kill elephant, if you're using knife, you need to make a lot of effort, right? A lot of effort. But if you want to kill an ant, very easy, huh? Just use at once, huh? Like that, because of an effort, right? So this is a commentary argument. Whether you believe or you agree or you don't agree, it's okay. Okay. Microphone here.
But Bhante, how about if we are correlating it with the quantity? I'm killing one baby elephant, but I'm calling 1 billion of ants, for example, because they are so small. Then mathematically, then it becomes like not so much different, probably.
I have to use, I think, the commentary explanation, Commentary explanation. If you kill more, I think you will have a more unwholesome deed. Small baby elephant, right? Maybe, I think this one is or that means you make less effort to kill so many, right? It's very hard to say, right?
Less effort, but so much.
So many,
because the ants probably is small. One effort, you may kill like thousands of them, millions of them, like those irrigating the pest or the farmers, removing all those pests.
I think we have to understand this one want to say 1 to 1, 1 to 1, right? One elephant and one ant. It talk about 1 to, or so many like that, right? Because nowadays, it is easy to kill so many people, right? We have so many methods, like nuclear bombs. If you nuclear bomb, just one click, just one click. So It's very hard to say, right? Hard to say. So therefore, the Buddha said that Kamma vipako achindeyo. Achindeyo means shouldn't think literally. Kamma vipako means the result of karma, the result of your action. Shouldn't think is the literal meaning, but I will not say that. I will not use literal meaning. It is so difficult to say, so difficult to say the result of karma. Later, when we talk about karma, I will talk about 4 types of achindeya. Something difficult, so difficult to talk about it. So here also, right? So the result of karma, so difficult. Sometimes 2 persons do the same action, the same killing, but one person get severe punishment, another person not, because they have a different background, like that. It's very hard to say. Okay. Then maybe I will talk about another topic. Euthanasia. And also assisted suicide. Actually, I will use a dictionary explanation so that it's really for me. You already know the word euthanasia, right? Euthanasia means a daughter is allowed by law to end a person's life by a painless means, as long as the patient and the family agree, But Singapore, officially not allowed, right? Not allowed. Many people, many countries, not allowed. But there are some countries officially allowed, especially in Europe. Because according to their, especially God religions, they believe that life is given by the God. You are not allowed to kill, You are not allowed to kill yourself like that. Based on that idea, they make a laws. So it is a very severe, it's a wrongdoings. Another one is assisted suicide. A doctor assists a patient to commit suicide if they request it. The doctor may put the poison on the table, or the doctor may give the medicine on the table. So it is up to the patient. He can use it. Some countries, so they allow this method. Some countries, especially in the Europe. Actually, I forgot which countries. So many countries in Europe, they allow these 2 methods. Some countries, they do not allow, number 1, euthanasia, but they allow assisted suicide. How about according to, here I will say that according to Theravada, because even our, 3 schools, we may have a different ideas. So I'm using Theravada Buddhism. Earlier, I do not use the word Theravada. Theravada Buddhism do not allow any type of killing others, human being, animals. Thus, we can say that Theravada Buddhism is not in favor of euthanasia or mercy killing or any type of killing. Then I will use 2 evidence. 2 of them are from Vinaya Pitaka. So Vinaya Pitakas are rules and regulations laid down for the monks, not for lay people, not for lay people. Just for knowledge. So one of the monk, maybe Protestant monk in Myanmar. So he put forward his idea, by looking at the rules and regulation of the monk, Vinaya rules for monks. As a monk, if I kill human being, number one rules, I break the number one rules. If I kill big animals like elephants, cow, number three level offense. But if I kill small one, it is not number 7. It is number 5. Number 5, pācchatiya. So here, different, right? Number 6. Killing human beings, number 1. Number 1 level of offenses. Then killing big enemies is a number 3 level. And killing small animals is a number 5 level. So therefore, he said that killing animals as a human being is not a big deal. He said it's not a big deal. I mean, it is unwholesome deed. Killing animals is unwholesome deed. But if we look at Vinaya rules, based on Vinaya rules, killing animal is not a big deal. He said. But as a monk, I think we shouldn't say like that. Just for knowledge, just for knowledge. So this one also from Vinaya Pitaka. So we can use compassionate killing. Out of compassion, so the monks praise a desirability of death to a certain monk who is ill. Because I think that man is seriously ill, suffering a lot. And the monks, they sit down and they are telling them, actually, instead of living like this, better die. You have you have observed a lot of Sīla. You have meditated a lot. You have a lot of good deed like that, right? It becomes the cause for the sick man to die. So the Buddha said that those monks who praise the death entails parajika. Number 1, they no longer be a monk. Parajika. So when you look at here, so we cannot praise, right? We cannot suggest. We cannot do mercy killing, compassionate killing. Another story is certain monk went to the place of execution and said to the executioner, "Friend, do not keep him in misery. Kill him with a single blow." All right, Bande, they are Buddhists, and they seem to be Buddhists. He said, and he killed him with a single blow. So here, so the Buddha said that man commits parajika. We cannot encourage, auto-compassion, right? It's better to die in one stroke, Recently, one gentleman approached me and asking suggestion because his dog getting old, suffering. How he should do? Is it okay to kill him? Mercy killing as a monk, So I have to tell him, as a monk, we are not allowed to suggest killing. Then I told him different 3 levels of killing, like a human killing human being, killing big enemies, and killing small one like that. Maybe it is a kind of hint. Even I shouldn't say like that. I know that he went to kill. He went to get suggestion from a monk. Actually, he didn't care, He didn't care for some days, maybe for some week. But the neighbor complains because the dog is barking, loudly, and the neighbor complains, and also his friends, relatives from other religion, they suggest that it is merciless to keep your dog like this because suffering. And of course, the guy, as a Buddhist, he didn't do it himself. He asked somebody to do it. So according to Buddhism here, so mercy killing is not allowed. Okay, any?
I'm just very curious.
Okay, can you wait for a while? You give? Yeah, okay.
Have you actually sat beside an almost dying person and chanting for the person until the person died? Have you ever done that, Bhante?
Yes, recently.
How does it feel, Sir Bhante?
For me?
Yes.
For me, actually, we have to practice equanimity, Equanimity. Equanimity means balancing our emotion, So this is our duty to do good deed for the people, right? People. Recently, one of the Burmese lady, he called me 4 o'clock in the morning, and because her husband is going to die. Then I go there and do chanting, and also letting observe 5 precepts. And also the lady prepare the rope, and the man very lucky. He can offer the rope to me, and also I do a lot of chanting. Of course, not continuously. Wait for a while, then do chanting. Wait for a while, do chanting. So I stay there about 3 hours. 3 hours, until he died. Then, so even he died, I'm trying to let him know his wholesome deed. Actually, he have done a lot of wholesome deed, and also share the merit. So I think his death is very smooth, very quiet. Maybe have a full confidence that the man is nearby. So another incident is one of our devotees, the lady. Two incidents. So one lady who walked in our temple. So I go there maybe about a few hours before she died. So while I'm chanting, she, cannot open the eye. But I can see that this one is shaking. One lady suffered from cancer, and she didn't use morphine. She want to die naturally. Also, she's very, maybe she may be suffering, but I cannot see suffering on her. She is not expressing. So I went there about 3 or 4 times. The last time is about a few hours before she died. So we have to control, as a monk, we have to control our emotion. So if we cannot control our emotion, then, while I'm chanting, then my voice will be shaking. If the person here, that my voice is not stable, then it will be, negative effect.
Do you feel a sense of deep grief for those who is actually passing on, leaving the body?
Yeah, of course. They have a deep breath.
But once they have done, you feel relief. The person has moved on.
But I think whether we have a topic about, later we'll talk about, the near-death experience, near-death experience. We will talk about it because many people think that just after we suffer from breathing, we will die at once. No, not like that. So there is, I want to say, one period that you do not suffer. Suppose I have a cancer. Suppose I will not give you your example. Cancer. Then before I die, severe pain may arise. But a few minutes before I die, then my mind, will lost contact with my body. Just a state of mind, So by that time, I can concentrate my good deed. And also I can concentrate what people are doing around me, like that. So therefore, actually, this is not just my own opinion. So one of the doubters from Myanmar who observe, near-death experience of the patients, many patients, he write like that. And also one of the Hindu lady from India who live in Hong Kong, and she also have a near-death experience. She's suffering, her body is a lot of pains. So, but there one time that her mind is lost contact with her body. So she can see her body just like a ceiling from the ceiling. But she said that, I don't want to go into my body because if I go again, I will get suffering. The moment he got her mind lost contact with the body, painful body, her mind is peaceful and pleasant. She doesn't want to go back to her own body, So that means she is going to die. That her husband came into the room and whispered, "Dear, come back. My dear, my dear, come back. We are waiting for you," like that. Because of that attachment, she came back, So that actually just for experience, right? Actually, one day we will die, Don't think that we die right away, So therefore, even Burmese lady, I told her that don't touch the body too much, Actually, as a wife, of course, she have an attachment to her husband. So she went to praise her late husband. I told her, please wait for a while. Then, so there will be some time that our mind lost contact with the body. So we may not have a suffering by that time. So there is a, when we talk about dharana, I talk about the story of American yogi, right? One American yogi, and she can remember her past life, right? She died with a car accident. But after car accident, there may be some time that her mind lost contact with the body. So by that time, she recollect or remember that she released a part from the cage, right? Because of that good deed, she was born as a human being, So those incidents indicate that the near-death experience is, how to say, we will not die while we are suffering. So there will be some time that our mind lost contact with the body. Okay, maybe you have one question then. Okay.
Evening, Bhante.
Okay.
You talk about, one should not kill oneself. Nowadays, a lot of people make this thing called the living will. That means to say that should they become incapacitated, they become, they are in a comatose state, then, there's this argument, this debate about whether to remove the tube from the person who has who has become a vegetable. So if you have made this will, right, aren't you killing yourself? While you're alive, you make this will that
Maybe I
you
think
don't want this suffering.
we'll come back to that a bit topic. It's a bit topic.
Yes, I've been thinking a lot about it.
They call it voluntary death.
Yes, correct.
Voluntary death.
Correct. So so you'll be talking about it.
Yeah, I will talk about it.
Okay.
I will
Then
talk
we
about
will.
it.
Okay.
Because
Right. Thank you, Bhante.
So this is so big that we cannot express within a few minutes. Okay, so I think that's all. So next week we'll talk about suicides in the Pali Canon. Yo varatam bhavaro manu jesu sakya muni bhagava kata kecho paragato bala viriya samangi Dan sukatan saranatamu pemi Ragavi ragama ninjama sokan Dhamma masangkatama patikulan Madura mimampa guna suwibatan Dhamma mimansaranatamu pemi Yata cadena mahapalamahu Chatu su sisu purisa yugesu Attacha bogala dhammadasate Sangami mansaranatamu pemi Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night.